all about it. Hello everyone, I'm Gary J. Russen. Welcome to a brand new addition to the GJRB family in the GJRB family of Gary Russen programs. This is the Gary Russen program.
Saturday Extra.
And welcome to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online. We have a great show lined up for you this afternoon. No Ben. He was called into work early, so we're just going to have a little bit of fun. I got a great show lined up for you, including today being the anniversary of the first moon landing on this day in 1969. Going to feature a real nice audio clip of CBS coverage on that very day. So you want to tune in for that. That's coming up in the second hour. Also coming up, some more great talk radio fun. Your chance to get in on the act and, of course, play some music and hope we get some listeners along the way. It's the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, and it starts now.
On the GJRB widget. And now, the Gary Russen program.
Saturday Extra.
On GJRB.
And hello everyone, hello everywhere across America. Welcome to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. And I just have to keep forgetting to turn off my auto DJ when I start my opening like that. But anyway, welcome to the program. It's our Saturday Extra here on GJRB Online. Here on a Saturday, every Saturday, a retrospective of this week's news events. And, of course, along with that, your opinions on them, some of the things that going down this past week, some interesting stories that we can cover. And, of course, I was just informed before airtime that Ben Ostman will not be joining us today. He cannot make the program. Matter of fact, he will not be on the air today. He had to be called into work. So we will shoot for again the next week. As you know, this show is on every week unless we do a music specialty weekend. Usually Ben will inform me beforehand. And today's, this is the 20th, which is July 20th, 1969. 50 years ago today, men landed on the moon. And I believe it happened, okay? Not these stupid conspiracy... I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a certain extent, okay? To a certain extent. But I don't buy this whole theory that the men who landed on the moon was staged in a soundstage in Hollywood, okay? They want to believe this stuff. They believe that the men did not land on the moon. Men did not. This, I don't know. Was it Isaac Asimov, one of the science fiction writers, wrote that there's no way we could have went to the moon because we didn't have the quote manpower, didn't have the whatever we didn't have. And I think it's just a lot of bull malarkey made up by the left wing propagandist movement, because it can and was done. Men landed on the moon. No matter how you slice it, it happened, okay? You can't tell me any more than that. They can come up with all kinds of their little stupid theories. But it happened on this day in 1969, and we're going to have it later. We'll play it for you. An audio track. And I used to have when I was about 8 years old, maybe 9, I had a 2-record set album, and I had to get a 45 too. It was an audio record, and it was and I wish I still had that record series. If I would have had bigger studios and a turntable, I still had that record, which I wish now that, you give kids something valuable at a time when, they don't know and understand the value. But those records I had would have been worth a lot of money today. There's a 2-album set which covered all of the Mercury space program and the Apollo program. It was a 2-record set. Can't remember who put it out, but it was a vinyl album set, and it had the everything, including the moon landing, and it was all, so it was all on a record, okay? And to this day, I wish I would have kept that. I wish I would have had that record in my possession, because I probably would have played it on the air. It would have been an absolutely fabulous piece of historic event. But I will play an audio track from this date, 50 years ago, July 20th, 1969. And I'm going to go to July 20th, 1969. I can do that on this calendar. Okay, so we're going to go way, way back in our little time machine. Don't have my time machine sound effect up, but I'm going to go to the decades here. Go back a few. I'm going to go back 50 years. Okay, 50 years. We're going to go back to 1969. Okay, 1969. Here we go. July 20th, 1969 was a Sunday. July 20th, 1969 was a Sunday. And I remember this clearly because I believe we were playing outside, me and my sister, I think. I remember her calling because she said something about it. We were called in because this is a piece of history. Okay? This is a piece of history. And it's important to realize that this piece of history actually happened. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There was no Hollywood soundstage. And it was not manufactured. This happened, okay? And if you think that you can disprove it, go right on ahead. But were any of us on the moon? Did any of us see the flag that they had planted on the lunar surface? Maybe not. But it's just like the belief in Christ. You just believe it. It happened. John F. Kennedy set that in motion. And the plan was to send men on the moon before the decade was out. Remember John F. Kennedy's speech? I've heard it. I've heard recordings of it. This happened in 1969. Debate me all you want. You're welcome to call the program. Gary.Russen on Skype. Or if you're a follower of me on Facebook and you have me a messenger, feel free to come into my messenger and hit that call button. I'd love to have you call in. Ben's not going to be on today. You're welcome to be on the air. We'll talk about this. You want to debate me on it? Well, fine. We'll do that. Let's do a little debate. Make some listeners stand up and take notice. You want to debate me? That's cool. I can dig that. But remember, I'm going to tell you I'm right because it happened in 1969, whether you want to believe it or not. It happened. Men landed on the moon, and you can't tell me no different. Okay? So, we'll be talking about that today. Also, let's see some interesting things in the news. So why don't we start with that? Okay? We're going to start with that. And I'm going to pull up my Facebook, and that's where all my news is, and look at some of the news for today. And we're going to do that right now. And you'll see the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra on GJRB online here on Spreaker. Thanks a lot for tuning into the show, and I hope you'll stay with me all day long for great Internet Talk Radio. We'll spread this along social sites, play some music, have a little bit of fun on a Saturday afternoon. Once again, Ben couldn't make it today because he was called into work. So we're just going to do this the way we always do this show. And we'll do a scroll through social media, by the way. And we have a capsule countdown for you. We're going to go back to the top 20 hits from this week, actually from July 19th, 1975. So tune in for that. And we'll have that coming up. So check that out. Also, we're going to talk about a Christian contestant that was booted off The Bachelorette over a purity stance. And Miss Michigan stripped from her title after an offensive tweet. Some of the stories coming up. But right now, one of the interesting stories I want to bring to you. Let's see if it was on here. More on immigration border status. We'll do that one. The top of the news. More on immigration. And President Trump saying that it happened quietly. This is from CBN News. And stating that about the raids in that happened last Sunday. As you know, there was a raid, and some of the illegals went back.
The Trump administration has announced a startling change for migrants seeking asylum in the...
Okay, I gotta... Sometimes this does this.
...will now be required to first apply elsewhere.
Okay, so they're gonna... Here we go. So here it is. The immigration asylum changes and the ICE raids. And here's the story on that from CBN. It's about how what about families, about Trump's ICE raids and the asylum roll charge. And this is what the mainstream media isn't reporting. Here's CBN News.
The Trump administration has announced a startling change for migrants seeking asylum in the United States. Those coming to the southern border will now be required to first apply elsewhere. Migrants traveling through Central America or Mexico would first need to seek asylum there. Only if their application is denied in those countries would they be allowed to seek asylum here in the USA. Also, those big visible immigration and customs enforcement raids announced by the president seem to be mostly a trickle. But Mr. Trump says they did occur quietly. He praised ICE, saying its efforts were successful and legal.
People come into our country illegally, and they go out legally. Every person taken out had papers, and we had court orders.
Joining us with more is Maria Espinosa. She's National Director of the Remembrance Project. So, Maria, good to see you again. I know there were quite a few people protesting those ICE raids recently, and at one demonstration in Colorado, protesters actually replaced an American flag with a Mexican one. Why such hostility to this president? Because I know, like Barack Obama and other presidents before him, following the law and deporting illegal immigrants, that's his modus operandi, same as them. Why the hostility?
Well, I think you have a very far left social movement right now, and you can see that even within the Democrat Party, the far left socialists are trying to hijack the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party certainly is not the party that I grew up with and that my parents supported. But President Trump is doing everything he is legally supposed to do and within his powers. And it's his job as Commander-in-Chief, Gary, to protect this country, protect every single American family. And that's what he's doing, attempting to do. But you can see the opposition that he's felt by just simply doing his job.
Well, let's talk about some of that. I know many people would say this new policy of not granting asylum to those who actually come to the U.S. southern border is un-American, not what America's all about. So what do you say about that?
Well, first of all, we are a nation with a history of immigration. I'm not an immigrant. My father was born in Mexico. My mom is a fifth-generation Texan. So we have to be very careful in how we define, the definitions. Words, they matter. So when you hear people out there talking about that we're a nation of immigrants, that is simply not true. So, and as to the asylum seekers, they are supposed to stop and seek asylum at the first country that they reach. You don't get to select which country and shop around. If you want this one, it's going to give you the benefits. And right as you know, if they come here illegally, they get to work, they get social benefits, they get welfare, they get free hospitalization, free medical. Americans don't even get that.
And the Trump administration, of course, has received a lot of criticism for, quote, inhumane treatment going on at processing and detention facilities along the southern border. Now, you're in Texas. I'm sure you visited them. What have you witnessed, Maria?
Well, we are on our 29th members tour. This is our second leg, and we did stop in McAllen, Texas. And you know what we've heard. Of course, we can't get in, but what we have heard is that they are given 3 meals a day. They are recreated. They are taken to the movies, by the way, and they have air conditioning. They have clean areas and clothing, and also hospitalization, medical attention, whatever they need there. The ICE agents are even taking them to their doctor's appointment.
On occasion, the media reports about illegal immigrant crimes. I know in April of this year, an illegal immigrant was arrested for raping a 7-year-old girl in Virginia. In May, another immigrant in the country illegally was convicted of raping a 12-year-old in Mississippi. And I know there's another one about 3 years ago in Texas involving a 6-year-old. And I know, like most Americans, I want to see this abuse of children prevented. And I'm sure you do, too. What else is happening? What should be done about it?
Enforce the existing laws. We absolutely should not negotiate, Gary, on our laws, our safety, the safety of our community, safety of our families and children. You know, there's so much in the media that is very biased, that is talking about the young girl and her father who drowned. That is sad, and it is one instance that father and the mother put themselves and their children in that situation. I'm not seeing in the media, they absolutely ignore us, ignore the angel moms and dads and family members. They don't highlight the killings, killing after killing. There is right here in Texas, an illegal alien has killed probably hundreds of elderly over the last 10 years that he has worked in the medical field.
And I know in Prince George's County, Maryland, they're not even arresting illegal immigrants who have warrants out for their arrests. They're letting them go. Okay, Maria Espinosa, we appreciate you.
And there you go, talking about the illegals coming over here. And, you know, the point of the matter is they are coming over here and expecting the free ride, and they're getting home. They're getting room and board. They're getting air-conditioned places to stay. They've got television. They got movies. They got all kinds of stuff. I mean, it looks like it's a manufactured crybaby left-wing attempt to, again, undermine President Trump's authority. Is, you know, this is what I'm saying, folks. If you want to disagree with me on that, that's fine. But, you know, again, there are illegals, and, you know, some of them are hurting children. Some of them are in sex trafficking. Some of them, and I'd say a good many of them probably even are drug dealers. So you see, here we go. It's, again, all about the fact that we as Americans, this is why they hate us, this is why the left wing hate us, because we are speaking the truth. And I believe that this is why I was knocked off of Facebook. That's why I think the GJRB online was knocked off Facebook, because I'm broadcasting the truth, and they can't take it. Personally, I think that's what it is. I really do. Liberalism continues to flourish and continues to throw their rhetoric down our throat. Here's a new one. California now. This is from the California. Yep. The state of fruits and nuts. This is the reason why we have earthquakes in California. They are offended now by a stupid can of Manwich. Yep. Yep. California is banning Manwich, the stuff you put in to make sloppy joes. Yep. Even sloppy joes is not. They don't want to be called that anymore. Yeah. Is that something? They're doing this. This is a ban. And it's just from a site called Liberalism is the Problem. I like the, I might join this. This is pretty good. Liberalism is the Problem. This is great. Am I a member of this yet? I want to hit like. I like this. This is cool. Liberalism is the problem, and they're talking about how Manwich should be gender neutral. Jeez, when does this stop? Seriously. Anyway, we'll talk about that coming up. Your comments are welcome here. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. We've got some more interesting stuff throughout the afternoon. And coming up in the second hour, Ben Osman will not be joining us, but I got a feature. Yep, it was on this day, July 20th, 1969, when men landed on the moon. And we're going to bring you that. We're going to recreate, we're going to go back to that moment with original CBS coverage of that event. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up in the next hour. All right, coming up also, I'm going to play some more. I'm going to play some great music. It was songs about the moon today. I really decided this earlier. I had a song I was going to play, but I think I'm going to take it off. It was, what was it? And I like the song, Spanish Flea. I like that one too. But we're going to play songs today. We'll try to play those, but some songs that have to do with the moon. So we got that coming up. And we'll play a couple of songs from them about the moon. So that's coming up. Today's we do the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, here on GJRB Online. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening to across America on a Saturday afternoon. And you're welcome to be part of the show. And I am on Skype, Gary.Russen, if you're a follower on Facebook and a friend of mine on Facebook. And if you happen to be lucky enough to see a post, you can indeed put in a call by hitting the call button in the messenger and calling in the show. And you can also get a hold of me in the Spreaker chat room by going into Spreaker, www.spreaker.com/show/150525, or just get on my Twitter. I am the Radio Maniac. We'll be visiting Twitter later. The Radio Maniac, and it'll open up into a widget, and you can see that widget. You can listen to the show right there. But remember, if you're going to scroll, duplicate your tab. Because otherwise, if you scroll, you're going to lose it. So you want to listen to the show right there. And you can just click it. Even better yet, without even duplicating, you can click the show title, and it'll take you right into my Spreaker public site. And or you can get in by clicking the chat room icon. And it will take you right into the Spreaker chat room, and you can talk to me right there via chat if you don't want to be on the air. So there's a lot of places to get a hold of me. Hope you'll stay with me. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB Online. And let's take a look at our weather on the 5s this afternoon. A very large high-pressure system is extending over the central to eastern U.S. This is delivering some dangerous summer heat. Major summer heat through the weekend. Widespread excessive heat warnings are in effect. Heat advisories already cover the eastern two-thirds of the country. A number of record highs and overnight warm minimums are in there. And this could surge past the 100 degrees to 110. Today here in Clinton, Iowa, I think we're going to get a heat index of 110. And it's best to stay inside, and I hope that a lot of people want. And also, please, watch your elderly neighbors and people who are older, especially those who have conditions that, and if you don't have a fan going or if you don't have a way to keep cool, it's best to go to places where there's shelter. There's a lot of places, a lot of empty places, a lot of missions, a lot of places like what are those homes? What was it? Oh, those places, homeless shelters, and especially watch the homeless, because a lot of the homeless, they're out there suffering in this heat, and that can't be good, especially if they got little kids, So, look out for them. And also a reminder, too, watch your kids. If you're taking kids with you in the car, bring them in. They should not be in the car. No kids should be staying in the car. It's too hot for that. It's the same with dogs, animals, because they can die in this heat. Also remember, too, that if you have water and if you're drinking water and if you're carrying water with you, do not leave it in your car. Do not leave it sitting on the upholstery. If you are if you have a water bottle sitting in your upholstery, even in your driveway, if you left a bottled water there, it's so hot in the sun that water in your bottle acts like a magnifying glass. And it could start a fire in your car. It could start your upholstery on fire. So remember to bring all water bottles inside. Do not leave them in your car, because that can cause a fire. Okay? All right, so listen to the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. And we've got some more good stuff coming up, so stay with me, and we'll have a good time talking. We got some more stuff coming up in this next half hour, including a scroll through social media coming up. Also, along the way, I have a lot of really neat stuff you might want to check out. Got a lot of really neat stuff we're going to check out. We're going to do a scroll through social media, find some more interesting stories to talk about, play some music about the moon, and of course, we'll have a retrospect memory next hour. We'll be going back in time, and I'll pull off the GJRB time machine, and we'll go back to July 20th, 1969 for the moon landing. Be right back. The Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra on GJRB.
To 5. Phone 563-241-1918.
The Caramel Conservative, Ed Delgado, live Tuesday nights at 8:30 on Spreaker FM 88.9.
Streets full of people, all alone. Roads full of houses, never home. Church full of singing, out of tune. Everyone's gone to the moon. Eyes full of sorrow, never wet. Hands full of money, all in debt. Sun coming out in the middle of June. Everyone's gone to the moon. Long time ago, life had begun. Everyone went to the sun. Hearts full of motors, painted green. Mouths full of chocolate, covered cream, arms that can only lift a spoon. Everyone's gone to the moon. Everyone's gone to the moon. Everyone's gone to the moon.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah, Jonathan Edwards. Everyone's Gone to the Moon. Love that song. That was a song that was out when I was a kid. It was like about 1970, I think. Or 60. It could have been 69. And great tunes. We do moon songs today. Today being the anniversary, 50th anniversary of men landing on the moon. Of course, 10 years ago in 2009 was the 40th. But this is like a big anniversary because I was at, I don't know what they call 50th. Anyway, it's half a century ago on this day, and I was just a little kid, about maybe 9 years old. Very highly, highly mesmerized by the men landing on the moon. It was absolutely a fabulous, great memory. At a time when we were proud to be Americans and patriots and loved God and America. We are proud that our country reached the moon and put an American flag. Oh, yeah, that's right. We put an American flag on the moon. I think that's the reason why they're thinking it's fake. Think about it. Could that be possible? Yeah, I think so. I mean, really, if you think about it, they probably think it was fake. Because, we can't have a flag on the moon. No, we can't. Ah, really? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? But there you go. That is the mental screwed up brains we have in this country who have this idea that... And of course, I'm sure this is brought to you by the same people who brought you the earth is flat. More than likely. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. I mean, these are the... These are the millennials that need to go back to school because they think they know it all, but they don't. See, they come up with this garbage because they have nothing better to do in their life. So they're going to ruin everybody. And it's also the left-wing agenda to erase history. And they're doing the job that they're supposed to be doing, thanks to the biggest communist sitting on the reign there, Mr. George Soros, who, quite frankly, is probably paying them off nicely to come up with this conspiracy theory that we never went to the moon. Think about it. It's possible. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. I mean, where else would they come up with this stupid idea if it wasn't from the left-wing agenda? We're going to put this in the head that the moon landing never happened. That, we change history. The Civil War never happened. All this other stuff. This is what we're stuck with. And quite frankly, I'm just tired of it. I'm an American, and a Christian American in a society that thinks that we didn't go to the moon. We didn't go to the moon. Oh my goodness. But there you go. That's what they want to think. Also happened this week. What else happened this week? Oh yeah, that's right. What else happened this week? I don't know who came up with this one. I think it was the tail end of last week when they came up with this plan, and I think some guy confessed to it. Can't remember exactly what his name was, but he confessed to it, claimed that he was the one who created this idea that somewhat millions of people were going to storm Area 51 in Nevada. Yeah, they were going to storm Area 51 looking for aliens. Yeah, this was a Facebook post. And from what I understand, some guy fessed up. Let's see if I can find that story. Yeah, he fessed up, said that it was a joke. And this is what I'm saying, folks. Okay, they can put up this garbage on Facebook, right? And my radio show is offensive. Go figure. They could bring this stuff up and put this stuff on Facebook and be free to do it. But yet, my radio program is offensive. Coming up, I got some more stuff here on the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra. Stay with me. I've got a lot of interesting stuff coming up, including a story about a man who jumps on a plane's wing. Yeah, he jumps on a plane's wing as it prepares to take off. Now, what would possess somebody to pull this stunt off? This man's in Nigeria. The man is in Nigeria's Lagos City. He was arrested after he attempted to climb onto the wing of a plane as it approached to take off from Murtala Mohammed International Airport Friday morning. Yeah, he was trying to get on the wing of the plane as it was taking off. Now tell me what screwed up brain conjured up this stupidity? You have to wonder. The man has not been identified and was first spotted by the pilot as he was walking toward the wing on the runway, according to a statement by Asman Air. After the pilot saw the man on the runway, he slowed the plane down and radioed the control tower to inform them that this man. The pilot turned off the plane's engine while the man was continuing to wandering around the plane, according to officials on the scene. The footage taken by the passenger on the aircraft showed an unidentified man scrambling up on the wing's engine housing and sit on the wing as panicked passengers tell the crew to open the exit doors. Yeah. Now, why would anybody try this stunt? We're talking about thousands of feet in the air, standing being on the wing. Is he a wing walker? What is this? For 30 minutes, according to a witness on the runway, and we'll talk about this coming up, because this is like really the dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody pull. This is the dumbest stunt yet. Let's see. I don't know. We're quoting somebody here. For 30 minutes, we have been stuck on the runway of the MMIA by an unidentified man who ran to the aircraft with a bag. Security was not showed up, and everyone was panicking. And I have so many questions to ask about, but right now I can't even breathe, according to a passenger. I can't even pronounce the passenger's name. Udo Orandam, who wrote this on Instagram, said he. So what was this then? This must have been a guy who was late for his plane, obviously almost missed it. I guess he wanted to get on his plane, didn't want to miss his flight. He probably had an important meeting, whatever the case may be. And he tried to jump on the wing to get there and not miss his plane. So apparently he was trying to jump on the wing to get to his destination. Now, how stupid is that? What brain cooked up that scheme? My goodness, what I couldn't even look down, let alone. And I'm a person who's I just don't like heights. And to hear this story about this guy who climbs on a wing and attempts to fly to whatever destination he's going on the wing of the plane. I don't know. I think that I think there's a disease going around here. It's called the stupid disease, and I think a lot of people have caught it. Seriously, it is. It's a stupid disease, and people who catch it do things that stupid. It's all there is. Can't come up with anything else. That's pretty much what it is. Call it what it is. It's a stupid disease, and it seems to affect certain people. Yeah. Climb the plane. I just can't fathom the thought of being up in the sky and you're on this wing of this plane. My goodness. I'd be petrified imagining that. Wow. Crazy, crazy people. Coming up, we've got some more good stuff. We've got some more moon songs. Coming up, we'll go back to the big band era and feature Moonlight Serenade, Glenn Miller piece. Stay with me for that one. And we're going to continue the program. I have some more stuff to talk about. We're going to give you the moon landing. We're going to play that for you in the next hour. And we'll do Weather on the Fives again coming up. And then we'll see what else we can do. We'll do a scroll through social media and a whole lot more coming up as we continue the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, right here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker across America. On a Saturday afternoon, the Gary Russen program, Saturday Extra, heard every Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific, right here on the GJRB Online Network. We'll be right back after we take this quick break for station identification. This is the GJRB Online Network.